What's going on, guys? Christian Dan with Lux Digital Marketing, and today I wanted to talk about how to choose the right SEO company. And I know a couple of these tips that I'm going to give you are going to be pretty silly, and it's going to be like, yeah, duh, but I mean, it's something that's often overlooked because there's several different factors to look into. But tip number one is just ask them for a portfolio, ask them for case studies of clients they've worked with. If they're not displaying the case studies, the results that they've been able to achieve for several different clients, and that's the other thing you want to look for. Are they just doing this for one or two clients, or are they doing this for multiple clients? Are all of their clients getting results? And also, what space do they seem to excel at, right? If you're an attorney, you want to make sure that your SEO company is familiar with the law, they're familiar with the industry. If you're in home improvement, same thing. You want to make sure that the SEO company you work with is very familiar with home improvement and specifically to what kind of home improvement service that you offer, right? Now, Google's algorithm doesn't change. However, if they have more knowledge and expertise in your field, you know that they're going to be able to get you that end result that you want. So tip, just make sure you take a look at the results they've been able to achieve. Just ask them, and if they're not transparent with that information, might be a sign to run. Tip number two, ask for references from existing clients. Also double check reviews, but asking for a reference so you can hear directly from people that are working with that company on what kind of service it is that they provide is super important. If you hear firsthand from clients that they currently work with that are telling you, hey, they do a good job, well, you know what, I've had a better service, that's going to give you a little bit more insight on whether or not you should move forward with them. That's another tip. And another really important tip as well is just looking at their past history, looking at their reputation, looking at how long they've been in business as well. You don't want to work with a company that is fairly brand new because you don't know if they're going to be around in 3 months, 6 months, 1 year, 2 years. And that's super important when choosing these companies. And one thing in this industry that you cannot guarantee is getting you number one, right? We can show you and display different results, but one of the things we can't guarantee at the end of the day is Google's algorithm, right? It's not this SEO agency's algorithm. It's no one's algorithm but Google. So the only person that can decide whether you rank number one or not is Google. However, it's just making sure you manipulate the algorithm best to get you number one. So if they can't display clients that they've been able to help achieve that number one spot, that's another sign to run. But anyone who tells you, I guarantee you that number one spot, and even more so says, I can get you number one in 2 months, that is a sign to leave. Anyone that makes that kind of guarantee is full of shit, to be transparent and brutally honest. It's not something that can be guaranteed. And someone who tells you, on top of guaranteeing that number one position, someone who guarantees you they will get you here at this position in a 2-month period or a 1-month period, that's another sign to run. This is a long-term strategy. Every successful business has a short-term strategy, a long-term strategy. Short-term strategy might be running advertisements or Facebook ads or something of that nature versus SEO. Several of the things that are implemented in month 1 don't really take effect until month 2 or month 3. It depends on when Google indexes all those changes that are being made. So a couple of things just to recap. If they guarantee you that number one spot, run. That's an impossible guarantee. It's Google's algorithm. They don't own it, so they can't make that guarantee. They can't guarantee you a certain position by a certain time. All they can do is best influence the algorithm to your best benefit, your best favor, right? Make sure you do take a look at their track record. Ask for references of existing clients. Take a look at case studies, results that they've actually been able to achieve. And if they're not transparent with that information, that might not be the best company to work with. So guys, those are just a couple of tips to look out for. And I think the two major ones that weren't as transparent are guaranteeing that number one spot or guaranteeing you spot A in X amount of time. Again, it's Google's algorithm. No one controls it but Google. So that guarantee cannot be made. It's a false guarantee, and that right there just shows that that company is not a trustworthy company. So guys, those are my tips for the day on choosing the right SEO company. If you guys have any questions, feel free to reach out. You know where to find us, Growth with Lux. Make sure you subscribe and stay tuned for the next video.